Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today, Saturday morning, at least for me, or Saturday afternoon, depending on where you are, I'm talking about metaverses, decentralized gaming, because they are very, very hot. Very hot. And today, one big news drove them pretty much all up, including Solana, Decentraland, Sandbox, Enjin, you name it. Why are they so hot? Well, let's discuss. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out the brand new and revamped CryptosRUs.com, which has all the latest news, article, and guides. And of course, my fancy newsletter that you don't want to miss. So check out CryptosRUs.com. Someone yesterday emailed me asking, why don't you have Cryptos.com linked anywhere? Well, I'm assuming people can just type in CryptosRUs.com and figure it out. That is the reason why. Maybe I'm assuming too much. All right, guys, welcome. Let's do this. I know I'm a little late today, a little technical difficulty. I seem to have internet issues randomly, so I'm actually streaming on my phone today. But let's talk about it. Let's dive right in. Bitcoin is still just going sideways, not doing much, right? The very first week is about to end. Tomorrow will be the start of a new week. Will we see some movement this coming week? Maybe. All I know is Bitcoin is holding strong right now, and I think, people are getting antsy, but there's really no reason to get antsy because Bitcoin is above $60,000 and we are still very early in November. We came off a fantastic October, let's not forget, and I do believe there's plenty of room to grow for this November and of course December and possibly into 2022. And just a couple real quick news about Bitcoin. Australia finally approves the long-awaited spot Bitcoin ETF. So Bitcoin ETFs are definitely a thing. They help bring in a lot of liquidity from the big players, from the Wall Street type, and from hedge funds and VCs, and list goes on and on and on. We don't have that in the US yet, but we now have one in Australia. We have many in Canada, one in Brazil, and one in Europe too. So it is definitely starting to come alive, right? And sooner or later, we're going to get one in the US too, and that's going to be a big thing, helping bring a lot of stuff into the space. All right. And then also someone tweeted this out about Bollinger Bands, one of the famous indicators. And he notes that right now we are in the tightest range ever because Bitcoin has not moved and some explosiveness could be coming. Is it up or down? I'm going to say it's up. It's up. All right, that's it for Bitcoin news. Let's talk about metaverses because there's quite a lot of projects that are moving, including Solana, which you may be wondering, what does that have to do with metaverse? I'll get to that. But if you go down the list, you'll see that a lot of metaverse projects like Axie is doing well today. Also, you can see Decentraland up in a big way today. Helium, which is not in metaverse, but they're doing good. I like that. And then you could see Enjin is up in a big way, right? So all the metaverses, Chili's, Sandbox, Kadena. I got to talk about Kadena because it is flying and flying and flying. So I got to talk about that a little bit too. But a lot of the metaverses went up today simply due to this, right? SoftBank, which is one of the biggest investment companies out of Asia in Japan, led almost $100 million investment round into the Sandbox, which is created by Animoca Brands, one of the biggest NFT and gaming companies out there in Asia. So this shows you there's definitely an appetite for decentralized gaming and NFTs because it's the next revolution of games, right? Gaming evolved from console games, which is still around, right? Then you have computer games where you're paying up front. Then they evolved to more like, well, it's a free game, but then you have to buy in-game items, right? Which is still very popular. But now it's evolving to where you're playing a game absolutely free and you're making money from playing that game now. You're actually getting rewarded with NFT items that actually has real value, not just in-game value, real value that you can sell on a marketplace and make real money. That is a new shift in how games are being designed now. And it's definitely a lot more appealing. You're not spending any money. You're spending time, and you could actually use the game to make passive income and active income. So that is why I believe a lot of the VCs out there, they're paying attention. They're like, well, this is definitely something we want to get into, right? So for now, I asked about Kin Token Solana ecosystem. Yeah, that's been around for a while, but Kin is not doing anything right now. They just, after the SEC lawsuit, it seems like they just, they're just barely hanging around. DV Dotton, there's no immediate impact. That at the very earliest, that infrastructure law comes in place in 2024. So there's no immediate impact at all. But there's still a lot of stuff that could happen between then. All right. So this kind of propped it up a lot of NFT projects today that's involved with NFT gaming, right? Even Solana. And that's because Solana is getting serious about gaming. Just yesterday, they announced how Solana Ventures, Lightspeed Ventures, and FTX, of course, Alameda, they're launching a 100 million gaming fund. And a lot of promising games, like these Metaverse games, are already launching on Solana. So it's not like they don't have any, but they're taking a lot more serious, right? 100 million is going to attract a lot of developers to come aboard Solana. And I believe this is why Solana made another high today. It just keeps going higher and higher and higher. Now it's well above Cardano, and I do believe the next stop will be right around Binance Coin, around 100 million. And it'll be interesting to see if they can flip them. At this rate, I wouldn't doubt them, but you know what? Binance Coin is also no slouch either, so we'll see. It'll be a real competition at number 3. But Solana, I mentioned they have a lot of good games already. For example, a lot of people is very hyped up about Star Atlas, which is a metaverse based on space. They have a very, very cool trailer like you see here. I mean, they probably spent millions on just this trailer alone because it is a fantastic trailer. But yeah, this is one of the hyped up games. There's another one that was introduced to Aurori, which is also, one of those games, those fantasy kind of like World of Warcraft type games, right? It's like a whole metaverse that you can explore. They are also being worked on, a lot of followers on this project. But anyways, that's also being built on top of Solana. Excuse me. So there is a lot. There's a lot that's already being built, and there's a lot more to come. And I believe this is also one of the reasons why Solana is heading higher, because they're just, they have all the traction right now, but they continue to gain more traction. So Solana is definitely going higher. Something else like Enjin, I've talked about Enjin for quite a lot, but they've been making some real strides recently. For example, they also launched a 100 million Metaverse fund, but this is for their new chain, their new cross-chain Efinty, which, by the way, I didn't know this, I missed this, but they're trying to make Efinty a parachain, right? I know that they built this in conjunction with Polkadot, and I kind of should have put 2 and 2 together, but yeah, they are going to try to become a parachain, and I do think that's going to be a fantastic thing. They'll probably be voted in, right? But they also have this 100 million fund to attract all the dApps, or specifically Metaverse dApps and games, to come aboard Efinty, which will be part of the Polkadot ecosystem. Now, Enjin already, they're operating on Ethereum, but they're also coming out their own chain too. But maybe they scrapped that plan to contract Efinty. But Enjin has their NFT marketplace. They're very, very heavily involved with games. So they're right in that space. And they've been stagnant for a while, but this could be the time when they really start moving, right? So Enjin also benefited today. You have, of course, Decentraland, which is a competitor to Sandbox, also moving up. And, just checking them out, they've recently had some kind of Metaverse festival, and they continue to have a lot of these kind of in-game stuff that you could participate, such as like a nightclub and stuff like that, right? So if you're all about living in the metaverse, Decentraland is the place you want to be. It's like decentralized version of Second Life for those of you guys that have played it before, right? So they're all about that. So, I mean, today, overall, you're just getting a lot of movement with metaverses because I believe of this big investment. And pretty soon, you're probably going to see a lot more of these VCs coming into the space and giving big investment into metaverse projects. And let's not forget, Facebook is also into this too. Facebook, in fact, renamed their company to Meta, right? So they also are driving more attention to the metaverse. And who knows, maybe Facebook's make some acquisitions, right? Maybe they acquire one of these crypto projects and go decentralized gaming, right? Maybe, who knows? Who knows? They're really trying to rebrand themselves at this point. Now, besides these projects, just a few other things. I mentioned about Kadena, right? I talked about them a couple times. I wrote about them in Patreon recently, but they are just doing fantastic. They keep going higher and higher. They're around 2 billion market cap right now, but still smaller than some of the other layer ones out there. So I was taking a look to see what happened today. Well, they announced that Wrap Kadena will soon, they're submitting it to Ethereum, but basically soon you'll have Wrapped KDA on Ethereum, which means that all the major dexes, right, including Uniswap, SushiSwap, and all the other ones out there that are in lending, like Aave and Compound, will soon be able to have Wrap Kadena. And also, they're working on getting their wrapped version on other chains as well, such as Terra and Polkadot and Cosmos and Celo and stuff like that. This is the big news out of today, but I mean, overall, this project seems to be blowing up. People are really paying attention. They're getting that network effect, and they seem like a very promising competitor to everything else that's out there, right? So definitely want to pay attention to. All right, what else is there? I mean, that's pretty much it. The only other thing I want to talk about is one of my partners, Energy, who has some big stuff going on. You guys know Ethereum fees are still very, very, very expensive. I mentioned it yesterday. It cost me $200-something to send a transaction on top of Ethereum network, right? And this is the same thing with fees. That is why you could look at something like EnergiSwap, which basically eliminates all fees. It's almost feeless, and you get almost every single token that you would find on any other DEX on Ethereum. EnergiSwap pretty much has. Now, Tommy, who is the leader of EnergiSwap, just tweeted this out comparing themselves to basically all other major L1s or L2s. And you could see some of the benefits here in terms of the transaction fee right now, like 1 cent versus 100 plus for Ethereum. It's definitely true. Ethereum is more like 200 plus. It's EVM compatible, on-chain governance, self-funding treasury. That's a big deal. That's how they've been able to survive for so long, because they have a huge bank. Also, they have layer 2, they have their DEX, they have bridging, right? And they're coming out with a lot of other stuff like lending, NFT platform, and they already have staking. You could stake, or you can run a master node. And master nodes you don't hear very much of, but yeah, you can still earn a good amount with master nodes too. And plus, they just released a couple other things. Number one is they did release yield farming so that you could actually stake your energy and collect some pretty good interest. If you look at it right now, 52% and 64% with this pair of ETH and energy and DAI energy. So that was just released. And also, they released a brand new affiliate program, which I've never seen with any DEXs. So this is not an affiliate program to buy energy or anything like that. This is for basically getting people to use EnergiSwap. So you could generate your own link. I put my link, and if you use this, you can get 10% trading fees on top of the very, very low fee already. So it's actually pretty interesting. And basically, just by sharing the link and you get your friends or whoever to use EnergiSwap, they get 10% on trading fees, and you get some rewards too for rewarding for referring to them. So they just came out with the affiliate program too. So check it out. It's actually, I haven't seen anyone else do this before, so it's very, very interesting. But regardless, you know, if you're looking for a really low fee swap or a DEX that's outside of Ethereum, you may want to check out EnergiSwap. All right, guys, that is it. Now let's talk Q&A. All right. All right, scrolling up here. Oh, by the way, I did release number 7 for I Am George. All right, so the last 5 I told you guys, or yeah, the last 5 went crazy, went beyond my expectations. So I did tell you guys, I didn't stream last night. I posted out a video about hardware wallets, which actually didn't do so well. I think a lot of newcomers coming in, they don't really care about security and crypto. They just leave everything that changes. You guys should watch that. You really should watch that and learn the benefits of holding and securing your crypto, which could be substantial, right? But yeah, you know, I didn't stream last night, but I posted this. So if you guys are interested, there's already some bids on it already. Number 7, and this is my way of contributing to McDonald's NFT entrance, right? Commemorating it, and you can see that their McRib NFT in the background and some McDonald's, and of course a new t-shirt. That's a Bitcoin t-shirt. So if you guys are interested, just check it out. I do have it in the description as well. All right, now scrolling up, let's see what else is there. Thoughts on paper for Dope Wars OG Mint starting 11th. I have no idea, no thoughts about that. Oh, really? Thank you. Thoughts on Trias? It's a little bit too early to call if that layer 1 is going to succeed. It's a very complex project, so that's why I never got into it. UFO Gaming is a partner as well. Someone says, I thought UFO Gaming is on, shoot. Which channel is it on? Yes, UFO Gaming is also on Kadena. I talked about Kadena, yeah. I was like, man, that sounds familiar, yes. Do you know anything about Rainy? They are play to earn game. Mark asks, I have no idea. Rainy. Raining corn? Yeah. That just sounds bad. But I'll check it out just in case. Okay, it's a NFT farming platform with exclusive DeFi, play to earn gaming, and much more. WWF Australia. Interesting. Yeah, don't know much about it, but it could be good, I guess. But it's really, really, really early right now. Really early. Tribeca Capital. Thank you. Ruben, happy Saturday. Thought I'd share community a new NFT drop with a hip-hop legend that began last night. These are going fast. I'm talking about Tupac. All right. I guess thanks for sharing, Ruben. Know nothing about that drop. Although I did just bring on someone on the team that's concentrated on NFTs only. So they will be writing and discovering new projects and talking about it on CryptosRUs.com. So that's another reason why you guys need to go on CryptosRUs.com and yeah, just check out everything. I gotta re-put in the Holders Herald. But if you're scrolling in and you're looking at it, it pops up. You guys should sign up because I'm dedicated at making CryptosRUs.com into the premier news site. News, articles, and guides, and NFTs, and everything else. We're gonna go to number 1. I'm gonna try to make it so that it's even bigger than the big boys like Cointelegraph and CoinDesk. All right, thoughts on DeFi Kingdoms? It's doing pretty well. It's doing well. I think it's one of the reasons why Harmony is going up, because of how much people are playing it. I've never played it, but I've heard about it. Did you give out the end of the year code for November yet? No, I did not. No, I did not, because I'm going to wait and make it random, because it is the last code, basically. It's the last code. Now, that reminds me, Sean, that last on Friday, I was going to show the video for this. A lot of you guys didn't know about this contest. So this is a 5 ETH giveaway, okay? This is substantial. 5 people will win 1 ETH each. And one of the entries is 100 for video secret code. And I deleted that video, but I brought it back. So make sure you guys stay at the end, and we'll run that video, and then you could try to get the secret code off of it. But the 6-month code that Sean is talking about, right? That is huge too. That is plus 200, right? And those of you guys that's been following me for the last 6 months, I've been giving out one every month, and I'm going to give one for this month too. So stay tuned for that. These are big, entries, right? And of course, if you're I Am George NFT holder, you also get plus 200 too. So that's on Twitter. In case you guys don't know where it is, it's on my Twitter. Tavir, welcome. Welcome as a member. Spell is not a meme coin. You should do your own research before claiming so. Well, if you're such an expert, Don, then why don't you just tell me about it rather than saying that? Because that doesn't help anyone. Do you think Sol and DOT could ever reach the same levels as ETH? Yes, but not right now. Nowhere close. And that depends on if ETH also falters. If they falter, then yes, that could happen. Meaning that they can't scale or anything like that. Do you like Solana as much as James? Yeah, I say so. I've covered them since they're $20, right? I didn't expect them to come up this much this fast. This soon, but they looked. As soon as I saw that Sam Bankman-Fried was backing them, that really did it for me, right? Because there's not many projects where you have one billionaire that's in the space that runs Alameda Research and FTX that is backing a coin like Solana, right? So, Blacktopia. Yeah, it's in a metaverse space. It's in VR though. I don't like VR stuff. I don't know about IOTX. It seems to be pumping and dumping recently, so I'd be careful. I'd be careful about IOTX. And you're probably asking, Jeff, because it's pumped today. You never want to get in something when it's pumped up like that. Anchor is a hosting play. It's like a decentralized hosting to create nodes for various different projects if you don't want to do it yourself. Although you could do it all yourself for free, but if you didn't know how to do it, you can run one on Anchor. And they also do liquidity farming and micro farming and stuff like that too. Price prediction for Atoms, about 5 to 10x, somewhere around there. Self-key, no, I don't like it at all. Ash, sorry, I'm not going to look at any new coins. Fetch AI, working with AI technology, right there makes me get out of that. I don't like any projects in AI because I don't think any of them are close to having AI or, it's relevant to this space. So that's why. Now, some people argue, well, yeah, you can have machine learning and stuff like that. I get that. But like a lot of these are just concentrating on like AI data marketplaces and stuff and throwing fancy buzzwords like AI to try to make themselves look better. You don't need that. I think it's too early for this space. All right, last few questions. It's a DeFi track with a lot coming to it. Looks interesting. Peach Folio. Okay, some time. Have I checked out Telos EVM? Yes, I covered them a couple of times. I'm going to cover them again. They're actually built on EOS you know, EOS is code based, but they came out their EVM, which is lightning fast, right? So it does look interesting. Pulsar token, I have no idea who they are. So, will you ever have a meetup? GeorgeCon next year. Price prediction for Veracity. You know, Veracity is really hyped up. You know, they're in the streaming space, right? But, you know, all these decentralized streaming, they're still early. Very, very small compared to the likes of Twitch and others. So, it's promising, but it's still very early. Very early. All right, that's it. Track, I don't know what track is. Origin Trail. Oh, this is a supply chain space. Go with Phantom. I mean, not Phantom. Go with VeChain. Bought 130 Phantom. Want to do 5x in 1 year. They both have the potential to do 5x. Both. All right, that's it. So, metaverses are doing pretty good. Bitcoin is still sideways, but that may change next week. But in the meantime, metaverses, NFTs, gaming, right? They're going to continue to get hotter and hotter. And today's big investment from SoftBank kind of proves that. Is Star Alice a crypto copy of Star Citizen? I have no idea. No idea. I never heard that game before, so I don't know. Don, I just remember throwing likes. Hey, throwing the likes of Doge and Sheep is not a bad thing. You make that sound like it's bad, but Sheeb is okay. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that. All right. So if you believe in it, great. If you believe in it, great. But just because it's you know, you're trying to compare it to Sheeb and make it sound like it's much better than Sheeb, well, think again. All right. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Take care.